Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be giving you a bit of information about contacting demons in Persona 2 and basically explaining different aspects of the contact system, what I think you need to know, and things like that. So before I start with anything, let me say if you would like a list of all of the monsters in this game and what dialogue options you need to choose in order to raise their happy or eager emotions, check my website almarsguides.com. I have a complete list on there ready to go. So, whenever it comes to contacting with demons, or actually I should simplify this and say you only really need to worry about two emotions when it comes to contacting with demons, and that is their eager emotion and their happy emotion. Those are by far the two most important ones. And the reason for that is happy is how you create packs, and packs allow you to get information out of the demon or spread demon rumors. And eager is how you get the tarot cards, or tarot cards, however you want to pronounce it, which leads you to being able to get different personas and stuff like that. So I know this guy right here, in order to raise his emotion, you need in order to raise his eager emotion, you need to use Kung Fu. You can see the eager went up because of the little exclamation point. So I'm going to explain a little bit about questions that pop up. You can see right there. And also I'm playing on the PSP emulator, so I'm able to do turbo speed like that. I will do that to save time because I don't want you guys, sitting here forever as I try to explain this. So where's Fafnir on my list? There he is. So discuss parents with Maya. This one he might talk to us a little bit. See now, like here's a question I'm not too familiar with. So I'm actually going to create a save state and we're going to choose each answer to see what happens. It gladdens me to hear this. That raised this happy emotion. Now let's choose the other one. Okay. Okay, his scared emotion went up that time. And let's try this one, father. That raised this eager emotion. So let's try this again. The first one we know raised happy. Okay, that raised happy again. The other one raised scared, the second one. And it raised scared again. And then let's try father. Okay, see, that raised scared. So, father before raised eager, and then when we tried it again, it raised scared. This tells me that this question is one that probably is RNG. It has some RNG associated with it. There's some questions like this. There's going to be two categories that I always put these questions in when interacting with monsters. One category is the question comes down to RNG, where it doesn't matter what you answer, there's always a chance that the monster is going to reject your answer. And then there's also some questions that have set in stone answers. And what I mean by this is, whenever you answer a specific way, you always get the same emotion from the monster. So I have these questions on my website, and I differentiate between the two categories, giving you examples of each category, and basically just going through like all of the questions I've been asked on my website and giving you more information about that. And that is partly what I wanted to do with this video here. And this is the beauty of being able to have save states, because we can go through the same question multiple times and choose different answers and see if we get different results. And then that kind of tells us whether or not it's one of those questions with set in stone answers, or it's one with that comes down to RNG. Now here is one that I know is RNG. Sometimes when it comes down to an RNG question, you will get better luck choosing one answer over the other. See, this one raised eager, and it led to more questions. Now this question right here is definitely one that is 100% RNG. It doesn't matter what you answer to this question. There's always a chance that the monster is going to reject whatever you answer. And let me actually create a save state and show you it this way. Okay, that raised happy. See, now we chose the same exact answer after we loaded the save state, and this time he's rejecting our answer. This time he gets pissed off at us for choosing that answer. That's because this question comes down to all RNG. Now this raised eager. Now he's giving us cards, but we're going to reload. And you can see the second time he rejected our answer. It didn't raise the eager. He just outright rejected it. You're lying, blah, blah, blah. This one raised the eager too. It's frightening. And let's see, meh. Meh typically I think meh might have a set in stone answer, because usually, at least off the top of my head, let me see if I choose meh once again. Sometimes when I choose meh, or I should say every single time that I choose meh, I always get this answer from the monster. Oh, there we go. So it either raises scared or angry is usually what I get, and then it ends the line of questioning, which is usually what happens for me. It almost always raises scared and then ends the line of questioning when you say meh to their form. There we go. Now he gave us the cards, and we're done with that dialogue. Let's see what Mr. We'll do throne. Self-promotion. Okay, this one is one that I know has set in stone answers, and I don't think it matters whatever you answer for either of these, because let me save state. See, that raises happy. Let me see if I can get a different answer out of them. Oop, we actually did get a different answer. Come on, I want to go back to that because I was a little bit too trigger happy. There you go. Then I shall ensure. Let's see. That raises angry, right? Yep. So this one, it's not a set in stone question apparently. It's one where occasionally he will reject your answer and it will raise either angry or scared. You can see choosing the second answer raised this ear though, which I usually do choose that other answer. And you can see this monster is asking us the same exact question that we were asked on Maya by the other monster, which is, what do you think of my form? And we already know from before this is a RNG answer. So whenever you're presented with this question, it really doesn't matter what you choose because there's always a chance that the monster is going to reject your answer. Now, there may be some, how do I put this? There may be some give, I guess, or one answer to one of the questions, or one answer to that question might have a higher success rate than the other answers. That I do not know because I can't actually see the code of the game, so I can't make that, like, yeah, I can't say any more than that because I can't see the actual code of the game to see, you know, if that is actually true or not. So let's try Mr. Bird here. Secker. Let's see. Death Stare with Tatsuya. And it is worth mentioning that every single question, or every single character is going to get different, or can get different questions from the monsters. Like Tatsuya's Death Stare right here. This might be a question that's unique to Tatsuya. I'm not honestly sure. I do know though that this is a RNG question. Let's see if we can get a positive answer out of A World Without Demons. Okay, that raised angry. Let's see if okay, that raised eager. So yes, that question, as you can see right here, is RNG. Sometimes it raises eager, sometimes it raises anger, and when it comes to certain questions like this for monsters, you're just going to have to deal with that. If all you care about is getting your tarot cards and basically being done with this game, then ideally what you're aiming for is to get out of the dialogue with a monster as fast as possible. Like when a monster starts asking you questions like this, you want to end the dialogue as humanly fast as possible, because then you'll get caught in a chain of questions like this where you just have to keep going back and forth, and it just pisses the monster off more and more and more and more until eventually he gets this mad and ends up attacking you. And if you end up getting his anger all the way up and you have a pact with him, he will nullify the pact, which means then you have to raise happy again. And then, you know, it's very, very annoying to get caught in a chain a chain of questions from the monster that you can't back out of, where you just basically have to keep risking getting him angrier and angrier until eventually he pops, annuls the pack, and leaves the fight, or attacks you, or whatever it may be. So, like I was saying originally, if all you care about is collecting the tarot cards, then what you want to do is end the dialogue with the monster as fast as humanly possible. You can see we've gotten basically talked into more questions. After we raised eager and anger once, we're now in, like, I think the third question in a row. Let's see. This one is probably going to be... Let's see this because I'm going to kill you. Whenever it comes to these negative responses that you can give monsters, confrontational in their face responses, more often than not, they probably have set in stone answers, which means they will always anger the monster if you choose that option. But let's see. If I had to guess, because I'm going to kill you is a set in stone answer. So if he ever says anything besides short-lived human to begin with, then we know that it's a different dialogue option. But as of right now, he keeps giving us the same thing. So we can more or less assume that this is going to be a set in stone answer. Let's see if we can... There we go. That was a different... RNG worked in our favor there. So that is a good example of what happens whenever you get stuck with a question that is essentially all RNG. No matter how you answer, there's going to be a chance that your answer is rejected, and it's just going to be a mess like that. There are, I would say, most of the questions in this game are RNG, so it's something you're going to have to deal with a lot. However, that is the name of the game when it comes to interacting with demons in this game. A lot of it comes down to the RNG. We've had this question before. And usually, whenever I get asked that question, I always choose answer number 2. No, I don't want to be some dumb tree. And more often than not, the answer is accepted. So, this question here, I know it is another RNG one. However, I think depending on the monster's personality, it does have some set in stone answers. And this is probably the another thing that I can teach you, and maybe the last thing I'll teach you during this video, is the monster's personality in this game matters a lot. So, for example, if you say you want to die by your own hands, monsters with a specific personality trait will reject that answer, and other monsters won't. Other monsters might respect you if you answer in the middle of a battle. This is the main issue that comes down to not being able to see the code of the game, because monsters with certain personality traits might have a higher chance of accepting a different answer than other monsters. So you don't, like, it might not be smart to look at the question you are being asked and conclude that that question itself has a set in stone answer. It might be better to look at the monster's personality traits and whether or not those personality traits have a set in stone answer with the question, if that makes sense. Because I know the personality traits in these games matters a lot. However, there's no in-depth explanation of how it matters and what the personality traits do. We just have some vague information that usually the company gives you through tutorials in the game, and then whatever people have figured out online by experimentation, which is more or less what this video is for. And what this video is to show you. So we're going with I don't want to die, which is usually what I always choose when I'm presented with that question, because it gets me out of conversation. Usually the monster accepts that answer and the conversation ends like that. And there you go, just like that. We were able to raise Eager one last time and end the conversation just like that. And I could go on for, another 10 minutes explaining the same things over and over, but that is more or less what I wanted to show you for the purposes of this video. If you need other information as far as contacting demons goes, check out my website, almarsguides.com. I have a whole guide written about contacting demons and giving you basically all of the information it is that you need to know. But anyway, hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you did, be sure to leave me a like because that helps me out. And aside from that, I will catch you guys around in future Persona videos. Peace.